Good morning, everyone, and welcome back at a worthy update here from Tuning Dutchy. Now, things have changed a bit in a short period amount of time. So, if you watch this video, keep watching until the end because I can tell you already that it's worth it. Because things happened unexpectedly and actually way above my expectations. So, let's get into it already before the time ticks. Anyways, welcome back, guys. Now, it's pretty early in the morning. As you guys can see here, it's already 06:47 in the morning, which is for me an uncommon time to wake up. But welcome back. Anyways, if you didn't subscribe yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because from this point on, we continue our journey. For the people that are here on the channel, you guys know exactly what that means. If you think you know what it means, then let me know in the comment section. Then I already come back to that part very soon. Now, first of all, let's make a financial thing very quickly and very short. I had work, of course, and the person that was behind my money said there should be a minimum budget left in order to drive again, and less likely, I should say I lost my work. I mean, it's not my fault. I mean, we have personal time, and in the personal time, I only can get 1 to 2 minutes to take a cup of coffee. As you guys know, for me, obviously, coffee, and of course, not to forget, my cigarette always is a must in the morning. If not, I get a very, 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 very shitty day. I can tell you that. Anyways, so I was within those 2 minutes going to the toilet and back, and they were not agreed to it. However, it was legal, but they said, you know what, let's not come back. So I need to get work again now, which means no more extreme income if we talk about work. So, but that's not a problem. However, I was expecting that it was going to be a problem. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what changed. That's one of them. But now you guys have think about it a little bit, about the words I spoke. So what you guys can expect in this case, and that I skipped the part shortly. Thing is, guys, we are back on the road again. If you heard it right, yes, guys, I think you heard it right. Yes, I'm driving again on the road with some yeah, I wouldn't say with some consequences or some minus points, but I'm a little bit more on my own than some videos have stated. Of course, in some videos you guys have seen that I'm actually getting used to my dad's garage or my uncle's garage, and that I work on the Matisse there. However, this solution is temporarily outside of my range, and the reason behind this is, well, it's a pretty chaotic story, and I try to keep it as short as possible. Now, let's start off first, as I already told. Now, I don't have work at this moment. I'm still searching for it. But there should be a minimum budget of financial income, as said, and as noted in some other updates. However, yes, I did met some minimum requirements. However, not all of them. That makes it actually unexpected and a little bit more chaotic. Of course, we had the Matisse, of course, by my dad, because my dad's decision was to get rid of the Matisse and bring it to the junkyard. And in my private, I told my dad, if you try to get my Matisse to the junkyard, I promise you that your BMW is not going to survive as well. So that already promises much, I believe. So he should keep his hands off my car. My car, my baby, my personal Formula One car. However, also there have been updates. Yes, guys, updates in the supercharger. That's right. But we all come into that. First of all, yes, we are back on the road again, and this is actually a little bit, little story behind it. And if I don't tell you guys this, then you guys don't know what I mean. So listen up. The thing was, of course, that I had a minimum of budget and work together in order to drive to Matisse again. So the person that's actually behind my money, who is watching my money, of course, that I don't spend too much and getting into trouble, he said currently, and that was last Saturday from this point on, he told me, listen up, currently I don't think it's a good idea to drive your car. So that makes it so unexpected. And I told him, of course, yeah, I mean, it's a bummer. But if he states that, well, fine, okay, I have to take whatever I get. Um, of course, I'm not happy with that result. At least I was. So I had to accept it. Um, but I told him, you know what? Okay, fine. I will try to search for work, and yeah, I will let you know. But he stated also, if you have work, you don't have to wait anymore. You can get your car immediately. Only if I had work with minimum 1700 euros netto. So, which means 1700 euros for real in my hand. So, not only getting a little bit loan costs and all that off that, no, really in my hands. So, if I got that, I could drive immediately. Now, it was a little bit pitiable conversation. It was not going that smooth, and he chose to go away because, of course, I was against some stuff. We made some rules, and yeah, I told him, I met the rules, I met the requirements. I would like to drive, and I also have a YouTube channel. I won't let those guys down. My dad knows that as well, and if people think, you know what, let's not do that, then they have, well, then it's their problem, you know. So you guys know at this point, yes, even in my private, I keep to protect um, my channel. It's, well, I would say it's very what should I say? How? God damn, how is that word again? It's very important to me. That was that the word that was the word I was searching. It's morning, guys. It's still morning, so don't worry too much about it. But anyways, so the person was going away, and I had still, of course, a little conversation with my dad. Now the thing is, we were working on a car, so that German good friend of mine and me, we were working on the car, and my dad stated actually as follow. He told me, "Listen up, you have only a few minutes left before we need to go because I need to fill up my tank. If not, well, then you can walk." Which my words were already, I don't think that's a good idea, so let's not do that. Now, first of all, let me explain that. I didn't have a lot of coolant, so if you don't have coolant, what are you doing then? Leaving your car without coolant? No, of course not. So we put water in there as fast as we could because I had to let off the water, which was a little bit messy. So I made new and fresh water in the coolant. Of course, temporarily, yes, guys, don't worry. We have to get coolant, and it will get here as soon as possible. So we did that, and the next reaction of my dad was, "Well, it's too late. So the only thing I can do is drive to the train station, and that's it." Of course, that's in this moment not possible because, well, some other private reasons for my German best friend. So I told him, you know what, just drive me back to home, and that's all I ask. I mean, that's what you say. You could do that, just basic conversations. And the only thing he mentioned is, no, I won't do that. The only thing I had to say about that is actually very, very simple. I told my dad, I said, you know what, if that's not going to be a solution, we already talked a lot of times about it. Those days are over. Let's drive. So we spoke. So we did. That's the unexpected, chaotic reaction. My dad didn't react on it at all. I mean, I had the key already, well, several amount of time in my pocket. So I had already everything to leave. So I took my car and drove off. So that was exactly what happened. Until today I didn't heard anything about it. So I think my dad knows that in Dutch speaking words, my nose is full of those hilarious conversations. Because, let's not act childish and let's keep it as adults. So that's exactly what happened. So yes, we are back on the road again. Now, spoken about the supercharger and the stuff that comes with it. And if we talk about driving, drive POVs, supercharger, future updates, that's the point where we are now. So keep listening, guys, in case if you're still here. The thing is, the supercharger, yeah, of course we worked on that, and yes, because of the German friend is often in my area, and as my dad stated often, I had to make sometimes quick in the garage where I was working. I hadn't too much time actually to make videos or upload them, so that was a little bummer. Also, sometimes I choose not to do it because I don't want to make videos if my result is not working out as I expect it to be. So the thing I did here, just to go straight into detail. So as you guys know, this is the supercharger tensioner. Yes, it does sound a little bit weird, but this is of course self-made by my dad. Doesn't look very nice, I know, it's just self-made, I said. And this is actually to tension my supercharger because I cannot use a tensional pulley. That's not possible because I don't have the the mounts for it to make that working and to make that happen. I don't have bolts on the side, so that's the reason why it's not possible, and that's why we chose to make a supercharger tensioner instead of a tensioner pulley to make the serpentine belt more tensioned. Now, besides all those 14,000, 16,000 RPMs, which was a little bit more than my AMR 300, I have to say this serpentine belt, which was on the supercharger officially, yes, you guys cannot see it, I know, but I can see it, and it's in a perfect condition. I could say it's used, but if I had to buy this on one eye, you wouldn't notice that it's used. It's a little bit difficult. The belt was slipping a lot of times actually, but also we have to speak of course about boost, because that's a topic which we also should not forget. So currently, of course, I was going from AMR 300 supercharger to the AMR 500 supercharger. The AMR 300 supercharger has the same exact drive pulley, just like the AMR 500, which is 54 or 56 millimeters. And my crank pulley where that serpentine belt is inserted is actually 112 millimeters. So which is almost the half of it. Now the AMR 300 runs exactly as I expected. It ran fine, no problems, no hesitations, no stuttering, or whatever. The AMR 500, is acting a little bit more difficult to that. I will get into details once I get a little nibble of my coffee. A little bit. It's already empty. Anyways, so my AMR 500 reacts a little bit difficult. So, of course, it has the same exact pulley size, also 54 or 56 millimeters. And yes, I also spoke to Joe Blow Superchargers, who has actually custom lightweight AMR 300 and AMR 500 pulleys in stock. If not, they can make it for you. Lower size, bigger size, whatever you want, smaller size, bigger size, whatever you want. They can do it, they can make it, how crazy you want it. So, the pulley is small, which makes the boost ratio high. Let me tell you guys this, if you guys have a boosted car, what if I guys tell you, if you use 10%, listen up, 10%, your accelerator pedal pushed in, and you already get 0.3 bar, which is plus minus 5 to 7 psi boost pressure. Now tell me guys, did you had a car with only 10% the accelerator pedal pushed in, with 5 to 7 psi boost pressure. That's extremely high. Now I get a top and I get a peak from 0.5 bar, which is, I believe, something like 10 psi or something. It's way too much for my car because it's untuned. Luckily nothing happened. I only had one time a blown head gasket, which was already a long time fixed by my dad's house. But that's way too much. And supercharger was not even running stable because the serpentine belt was slipping. So, which means we have to get another supercharger pulley, which is bigger in this case, to, well, reduce the drive ratio from 2 to 1 to maybe 2.8, 2 to 1.8 or something. So I asked Joe Blow Superchargers to make a drive pulley for the supercharger with a 4PK serpentine slot with 108 millimeters. Yes, you heard that right. That's pretty huge. But it's lightweight, so I don't expect too much difference. Maybe a little bit lighter. But that's a big one, yes. 108 millimeters against 112 millimeters crank pulley, which almost makes 1-to-1. But I chose for that so I can still drive the supercharger, and I have calculated a little bit. I would be able to drive with it because that should give me possibly like 0.2, 0.25 boost pressure. Most calculations out of my head were right, so let's hope that in this case it's the same exact thing. Now with the current drive ratio pulley, I was right with 0.3, 0.5 boost pressure. So I'm hoping that I'm right again. So we have to do that. Now also the Chevrolet Matisse. I mean, you have also a lightweight crank pulley and lightweight camshaft pulleys, sometimes kits for those cars. However, on my car, it's a different story. I have to buy those at Joe Blow Superchargers as well, which is in the near future. Now, I mean, that's actually the update that I actually got for you guys. Now, the first thing we need to do, of course, is put some new tires on there because they're still broken. We have to fix some other stuff in the engine bay, but we will get used to that, guys. And trust me, we are back on the road, which means we are getting much more videos out there again. And yeah, I mean, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure you make a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope I see you guys very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching, subscribe, like, and I see you.